All right, today we're back on schedule, going over stuff from this past Monday. And as I recall, it was a pretty packed mat as usual. So let's get into it. Speed it up a bit. So Jason and Steven, James and Officer Jason, freshly promoted to his blue belt. So congrats to him.
Yes, sir. Well deserved.
And then Coach Luke and Brandon. One thing I wanted to start doing on the stream while I watch Steven hit this armbar from close guard, I wanted to start putting up. I got rid of the scoreboard because no one cares about that anymore. Let's say MOBJJ position of the week. And we're going to start keeping track of what we've been studying in class. And then that way we can, as we see what you guys are hitting, like Steven just hit this armbar from close guard, it'll kind of help us gauge, what you guys are putting into practice fresh from the lesson. So something to keep in mind while you guys are training. And then who you rolling with?
Duncan, I believe, is the first one.
Oh yeah. It's Steven going all spider monkey on Jason. What's going on, Austin? How you doing, man? Oh, we got Austin and Danny up there in the corner too. Steven putting in some work with Jason here. Getting a really, really high back mount, right? He's nowhere near Jason's waist, but he's up almost into like a top lock position. And it looks like or like the reverse top lock. And it looks like he probably sank that strangle in pretty early.
Yep.
Before falling back, but Jason was tapping pretty fast.
Yeah.
Like right about here.
Yeah. He's got the whole strangle in.
I'm gonna go back a second and see how Luke was handling passing on Brandon. So looks like he's forcing himself into like a half guard position, and he's already got basically half of a knee cut in place, right? We're looking over here.
And Brandon's doing really well keeping, a top frame in, which he just lost, right? Like Luke is doing good with his head position is driving down towards the chin of Brandon. It starts to get rid of that top frame across the throat. And then the hand on the bottom side for Luke sometimes can be advantageous if you don't know how to use it, right? So here Brandon is like locking on to the grip, and so Luke is literally just lifting his hand up to make room for his knee to come right through for the knee cut.
Yeah, that wrist grip in this case isn't doing much in the way of preventing a pass. I'd say it would be better suited to framing elsewhere instead of gripping on the wrist. And Luke slowly, patiently works his knee cut and then switching his hips in. And then James has got himself. Oh, okay. That was the time.
Yeah, me and Duncan started late, so we wound up rolling through. So that's why.
Oh, right on.
Video doesn't. Yeah.
I don't know if I don't think.
No, you kept it.
Cut that. Okay, cool. You're working up to a nasty little rear triangle.
Yeah. And then I'm trying to get his arm up so that I can feed my leg in a little bit deeper, and I wind up getting the shoulder lock from there, and I think that's what wound up happening.
Watching Luke ragdoll James into the wall.
Bully. Typical.
Yeah, I was watching this from this match from the corner with James and Luke, and James was really, like, at least in the beginning from what I saw, he was moving very well, like in this position, right, where he had Luke kind of turtled up. He was doing well to maneuver around him. Just didn't get him really, as I recall, broken down out of turtle. But Luke's so hard. Like, once he gets this single leg grip, like, I'm surprised James was able to sprawl out of that.
Yeah.
But great transition to the back immediately. Heavy sprawl.
Yep.
Immediately moved. That was great.
Getting both hooks in. I love that.
I love that after Jason got promoted, everybody had their roles with him, and then he posted on Instagram or something that he was like, it was nice to know that getting the belt doesn't immediately level you up, as I got smashed afterwards by everybody. Everybody just took it to him. I feel like we're missing Steven and Austin here as well, up at the top.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like Steven's making his way to mount.
He's got his shin across the waist, and he's dismounted here, really driving some shoulder pressure in. Oh, okay, and hopes to take the back. Yep. Austin was definitely aware of what was being set up, so he turns immediately into him.
Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of tough because Steven didn't have like that top leg over as a hook already.
Mm-hmm.
So when he pulls Austin up here, he still doesn't have like lower body control established at all. So it's going to be real easy for Austin to turn with that. So Steven has his work cut out for him if he wants to retain the back.
Yeah.
So even here, I wouldn't say he's on the back yet.
Right. Yeah, he has the Katagatame set up here, right? Like he can
now he gets
start strangling. Okay, there it is. Yeah, but does he have the arm in or no? He's got no arm. Okay. It looked like it, and then that was just a strangle.
And then Jason's got himself in a precarious position there. Got armbarred. Let's go back to the beginning of this. So Danny looks like he's just slowly making his way up, taking advantage of any open elbow space that Jason creates. Looks like he had a triangle in mind, but I think we all know Jason does a great job of keeping his arms where he wants them. But now he's working against Danny's lower body, which is going to be much more difficult than just a ratcheting arm against yours from an underhook or anything like that.
Right.
But Danny's persistent on this one. Okay, so Danny gets himself more into an S mount position, it looks like. Doesn't get the triangle set up, right, because both arms are in.
Yep.
But he's got this really high S mount. And Jason, I mean, this is a good example of the beauty of a high mount, right? This whole time, let's go back a little bit further. As Danny has shifted his weight well up past the hips at this point. And watch how many times, watch Jason bridging, right? It does nothing to Danny because Danny's hips aren't over Jason's hips. So the effects of a bridge are basically null at that point. And then with the knee pinch up around the arms, as the arms are isolated up over the head, you're just in such a mechanically weak position there that, I mean, look at Danny's finish on the armbar, right? It's right to the end of the wrist, a nice simple pull. He's got the breaking, the fulcrum right over his thigh with all this room to pull his arm back. So working to not just a high mount, but an S mount where you're almost over top of the guy's head at this point. Super debilitating, such a difficult position to deal with as the defensive guy. What are you doing with Duncan over there?
I've been trying to get a triangle, and I think I wound up. So it was the open guard, and we went over that pendulum sweep. So he came up. I was trying to get the triangle. He slipped the triangle, and I kept the high guard, and then I wound up using that to set up a pendulum sweep here. So I start cutting over. I'm like, oh, I'm going to go for the arm. He wasn't giving me the arm, so I just went ahead and took him over with a strong pendulum. And now I can go for the arm because now I've got him on his back.
Super subtle detail with Luke that I caught. I don't know how I caught it because we're playing back fast right now. But watch his arm position here, as the scramble gets initiated. Because I know Luke's talked about this in class. So his left arm fishing through, and look how he's like back, like his knuckles are engaging, right? He's got this sticky hook with his hand. He's not even gripping. He's just like wedging his hand in and pulling his arm back to help him, to keep him anchored as he transitions around and then sets up his grips. Really, really subtle detail, but he's definitely emphasized that in our lessons.
And then immediately going in for the strangle.
Yeah.
He doesn't have both hooks in. He actually has a high ball rod, I believe, when he goes over.
Yeah.
Now he's going for the hook. I think he's going to get the fifth. Yeah, he got the finish there.
Waiting to see like just some explosive takedown from Danny or Jason.
Yeah.
Danny hitting a little mirror lock.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, they were in the way of something Luke did. Looked like it was just
that lateral drop.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, miss it. Steps around. Oh yeah, he's got his arm set up that he likes.
Yeah, based off of, he had a whizzer and then locks it up, puts it over the face, and goes.
Yeah.
Or over the shoulder, rather.
And Austin is in a little bit of triangle trouble, but looks like Steven's working more of a leg scissor position from mount.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I was going to say, I wouldn't waste any time with that.
So he winds up going like to the Hantai, wrong way triangle, and finishing the Kimura.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't even, I guess right there, yeah, he gets his triangle position. But yeah, as difficult as it could be, right here, Austin, like as you turn into him, yeah, this is bad news just because he immediately locks up your arm, which kind of negates what I'm about to say, but that's where you want to start looking to switch your hips down, get to your knees. You're going to come up into a triangle at this point, but I don't know, I don't want to say this in any absolute way, but like you're most likely not going to escape the triangle, you know, like from on your back or from that kind of laid out compromised position, it would be best to kind of get up to your knees. But I think because he captured that arm early on, that may have taken that option away for you.
What's up, James?
What's going on, dude? Luke is such a bastard. He's just a rock, man. Like, I mean, even look at what James is doing with Luke's leg right now. Like, he's trying to put some torque on it, or at least take it out from underneath him. Luke's just like,
Right.
oh, I'm just gonna sit here. Jason with the slam. Everything looks so much more intense, slightly sped up.
Yeah. Yeah, 1 1/4 speed.
I like that transition you made. I would
Thank you.
call this, you know, a failed takedown, for lack of a better word. Like, it wasn't the up and over that I think you were going for.
Mm-hmm.
But then as you guys are on your side, it's just, oh, hey, here's the leg.
Yep.
May as well isolate it. Steven looking good. Right on the heel hook.
This was a good exchange from what I remember.
Steven and Caleb?
Yeah.
Or you and Brandon?
No, it was Steven and Caleb. So Caleb was very composed here, right? And I mean, mind you, you can't really get a heel hook when your opponent's foot is on the ground. You know, like, I would say it's very difficult to do that.
Yeah.
And you know, one thing that I was going over with Caleb and Austin last night was when somebody's in this position from bottom, that top person, like what Caleb's doing right now, is effectively just clearing his knee line. So by pushing the knees and the heels down towards the mat, you know, Steven's hips can't claim the knee line as easily.
Yeah.
Right? But notice when he's getting off balance, it's when Steven's hips are very, very high. So by him doing that, you know, whether he knew he was doing it then or not, that's the right thing to do when somebody's coming in for the legs on a standing opponent. Like, from the standing opponent's perspective, you need to be driving those hips down, like past your knee line, to feel more comfortable.
Yeah, this whole time, like, even maybe even before this, like, this has just been a battle of getting the knee, you know, Steven getting the knee and Caleb taking it away. And like early on in this exchange, like even right here, like you'll watch Caleb just kind of shove Steven's hips back down to the mat, like right there, and he's just now he has nothing to worry about, right?
Yep.
He can stand. You know, he starts to get a little off balance here again, clears his knee line. You know what he needs to do onward from here. I mean, this is a pretty long battle for the knee. You know, depending on how Steven is positioned, Caleb wants to think about untangling the legs as he's doing, and then, you know, back stepping out, stepping over into a passing position. Kind of depends. I think right here they end up, he just kind of extracts and gets to reset.
Yeah. It's a tough thing to decide on when you're going against a leg locker, because I mean, you have two options. You can either well, I guess three options. You can either, you know, go in and start playing legs, right? Like allow them to take the legs and go in and counterattack. You can step out, but then you're basically starting the guard passing sequence all over again.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can distract them long enough to set up your pass straight from the leg entry, right? Like straight from their leg entry, trying to get their hips in such a way that you can start, you know, dropping your weight down and getting into a passing position straight from there.
Yeah.
I feel like those are the three options that come to my mind at least.
Duncan's doing a pretty solid job at retaining guard right now. He just lost that battle as I say that, but I think Joe had passed his guard previously.
You know, Joe hopped over to go for the Katagatame. Okay.
Oh, nice. He got it from half guard.
Half, yeah. What's up, Brandon?
What's going on, brother?
It was a good double by Joe, nice and controlled. Got his legs on the proper side. I don't know that he was going for a double. He was kind of like sitting down to go for a sweep from there, but it wound up he cutting around.
And Brandon is putting himself in close guard. So let's see what he's thinking, what he's working. Cool. All right. So again, little subtlety here. Against the standing guard break, one of the most pain in the ass things is that like inside bicep tie, like you have on him right now, the double inside biceps. It's very difficult to just simply like reach across to clear an arm, right? That's the whole point, is that you can't get your best way to think about it. You can't get your elbow in front of your chest, right? So whether that's reaching like your bench pressing or reaching across your body, it's difficult to get your elbow in front of you. But what you can do is get it up over top of your head and clear an arm that way. So you take both hands up and then capture, the cross-side wrist on one of the sides. Brandon does that briefly right here, right? He just puts his hands up super quick, ends up going 2-on-1 on your hand. And that alone right there can really stifle the standing guard break, because now he has an opportunity to pull his knees in, hold onto your arm, to keep you from posturing up, which is where you need to be for that guard break. He can also work to try to cross it over to the other side of your body, right? Which it looks like he was thinking.
That's what he's trying to do. Yeah, he's trying to do a pass off there, and now he's trying to disrupt the other arm.
Yeah, so it looked like you kind of either wrist rolled out of it or just got safe with it, and then you were able to counterattack on the open legs. But yeah, keep that in mind if you guys have trouble, when someone's standing, trying to hit the standing guard break. If those inside bicep ties are stifling you, think about going up overhead with both your arms and then reaching over and grabbing one instead of trying to reach across in front of you. Blue belt Jason. Yeah, with Luke. Yeah, that's him. Freshly minted blue belt. Look at him almost going for a little toss there.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like now. Good stuff.
Worst double leg of all time. Hang on Cole, you mean?
stoic takedown attempts of all time I just had. Well, you ended up in mount, so I'm gonna say yeah, you're probably right.
Oh, oh yeah, that's right. Caleb talked about that yesterday too. Yeah, yeah.
When an unstoppable object meets an immovable, or an unstoppable force meets an immovable object.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Looks like the object won this time. That's why I stick to foot sweeps on Caleb. That exact reason. Just get stuffed on a takedown and get my back broken. Luke taking a similar approach, right? Just kind of hits this little outside, trip slash hook. Yeah, reaping on the same side as opposed to like in a Sotogari, and just a little bit of pressure up top takes him right over. Colin James. Oops, James getting a little overextended there.
Mm-hmm.
Through no fault of his own, Cole's definitely making that difficult.
Yep. Cole's got that underhook.
Yeah.
His right arm is underhooked right now. I'd really like to see him driving that up high.
But I think he started working. He may have started working the other side. I was sitting there watching for a little while. Was able to lay under him for just about the whole round. Good job working on your supine guard.
There you go.
Your laying guard. I know the feeling,
supine,
man.
Supine mount position.
Yeah. I pulled mount on Cole. Yeah, it's I mean, honestly, man, a lot of my roles with him involve me getting ground into the mat for 5 minutes until I find a singular opportunity to get safe and then try to reverse position. His base is it gets very wide and very stable very quickly. And like, yeah, right here, like he's trying his best to get that left arm up and isolated.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just such a hard spot to get out of when he's got the arm up there. Dr. John was showing me a concept to add into that ratcheting of the arm to get the arm up and isolated, where essentially you're taking, if you can pull the head offline this way and attack the arm on that same side, so you're taking like the my left ear to my left shoulder while trying to isolate my right arm. You're pulling the elbow away from the hips before you even try to start ratcheting the arm up. Like you get a couple inches of space there to work with before you even start doing like that spider walk. Something I kind of want to throw into the mix.
Lever.
Yeah, well, yeah,
the lever arm basically.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, and give you a shot at getting your getting the underhook on the elbow.
Oh, okay. More, yeah.
Looks like Cole gets the Mystic. Cole got the Americana there. Okay. Are you triangling Austin?
Yep.
Sucker. Ah, it's good though. He's working for his trying to work the escape as best he can.
Yeah, when he threw that left leg up, I just hooked it because that's what I needed in order to cut my angle.
Yeah.
That's what he was just saying. He was like, I gave that to you, didn't I? I was like, yeah.
Kinda. So for Jason down here against Justin, so he's in a good spot, right? He's got himself to half guard where he can start focusing on passing, which he does there. I want to back up a little bit though, because he's pretty aggressive on this position, looking for the submission right now, right? Or at least it seems that way. It looks like he's isolating the arm, maybe trying to get like into an arm triangle, like right there. But keep in mind, right? Like in general, unless you're, let's ignore leg attacks for a second. In general, isolating a limb or the neck comes after passing, and at this point, Jason hasn't passed. Again, there are always exceptions, and dare I say shortcuts. But I'd rather you guys look for some more high percentage opportunities. So here, Jason, for you, I'd focus on when you get into half guard, remember that you're in one of the best positions possible for passing, right? You have an opportunity to get him flat on his back. You're heavy chest to chest. You can work at an underhook in this case on Justin's right arm, and a crossface with your right arm, and start trying to work to get your knee free, and then start working to get your ankle free, and then you can work to passing into a side control, directly into mount, whatever you want. And from there, that katagatame you were just searching for gets a whole hell of a lot easier, right? So when you get ahead of don't get ahead of yourself when you get into a half guard. Focus on getting your trapped knee free, and then go from there.
Jason's doing a good job right now keeping his foot planted.
Yeah.
Making it more difficult for Steven.
The very next thing I want to see him start doing, though, getting this foot off of him. Right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I can't see. I assume he's doing some grip fighting with his arms, but now he's got his ankle in a safe-ish place. So now it's time to start undoing the control over the legs. Or, undoing the control that Steven has over Jason's hips.
Yes.
The easiest, the lowest hanging fruit there is getting Steven's right leg off of the hip.
One thing that Luke likes to do from here is, using that grip that Jason has on the head, planting very heavy on the foot, and then simply driving your heel backwards to effectively do what you're just saying, which is stripping that right leg of Steven's off of the hip. Drag it down.
Yeah, essentially sprawling.
Exactly.
Just
right?
from a top position.
And with that, it leaves you effectively fighting one hook, one butterfly hook, in that Aramiashi position. But again, you're not getting off balanced and put into a leg entanglement.
Yeah. So right here up with Luke and Caleb taps right there, and I don't think Luke heard him.
Oh.
So he was like tap, 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 tap. And then he wouldn't shut up about it for the rest of the round. Luke's like, I was listening to you coach him. I thought he was gonna
That's right.
take my legs off of his hips or whatever.
I was giving him shit about when we were all into.
He felt super bad. Luke does have a soft side. But it pretty much only exists when he feels bad for not letting go of something soon enough.
And when he does, then you just exploit that soft spot and just keep making fun of him.
Yeah. Some mush. He's mushy. I don't know if he's a mush. Look at Steven. What an asshole. Muffling and then looking to the camera. Yes. Don't take that, Jason.
Caleb looks the other way when he taps ankle lock. Ashamed.
I didn't get to see much of you around with Luke.
It wasn't anything spectacular. I pretty much popped my knee doing what I'm about to do right there. And that set the tone for the rest of the match.
Kind of like Gordon Ryan's match against Joao.
Yeah.
What's his name? Joao, was it Gabriel or Joao?
Gabriel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
You're just like Gordon Ryan, dude.
Yeah, my tummy hurts.
Yeah, except that's from all the shit that you do eat. Whereas
yeah, that's true.
He can't. Look at Cole collapsing Steven's knee here. This was actually like what I would have liked. It was good. What I would have liked to have seen with that hook is an extension behind the other leg, like that kind of leg weave. But you know, he focuses on getting at least getting Steven's leg out from underneath him. Looks like it could have been bad if that knee went the other way, but it didn't, so we don't care.
Yeah, there's that's looks eerily similar to one of the two techniques I think that Danaher does not allow in training.
The Kani Basami being the one, like the flying scissor takedown, and then there's one from the front that's dangerous that isn't dangerous from the back, and I can't remember the exact move.
Yeah, you have to put your head, like, I think the only saving thing is that, like, well, we don't need to belabor it, but yeah, it's the head position, I think, that makes the takedown. Dangerous or not. That was a nice muffler. That's cool.
Solid technique.
That was actually really good. He had something there.
yeah.
That looked pretty strong.
Slow that down for a second.
Boom. Locks that in.
Yeah, I don't. So, let's see. Did Steven escape that, or did Cole let it go? I want to say Cole let it go. It looks like Steven. He had a grip on the hand. It's hard to say.
He did. Yeah.
But yeah, that's like, you know, when you're losing position like this is such a great way to like retain some control, get your legs and hips back underneath you, and then either like slam home a guillotine or, you know, transition to the back, hit a gator roll if you want, you know, work a front headlock position, whatever. So like if you can right here, this is like the exact point. You know, if Cole could manage to keep this here, he's in a super powerful spot, and Steven is not in a great one. He's extended, he's on his knees. So again, we'll give Cole the benefit of the doubt. Say it looks like Steven really did a lot to try to strip this, and he backed out of it. But yeah, the I can't tell you how much I grab a guillotine when I feel like I'm losing a position like that, like from a seated guard or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta get on the Japanese train, man.
Yeah, just say all the shit wrong like I do.
Yeah. I don't know, for some reason it's easier to remember the Japanese words than it is to like remember 10th planet terminology or anything like that. I'll just stick to the original stuff. Not that I don't think 10th planet has any weird names for a scissor takedown.
No. Well, not that I know of.
Yeah. Because weeb? Is that a typo, bud? So were you just pretty kind of resigned to defense at this point against Luke because of your knee?
I mean, not just because of my knee. He definitely had a lot of pressure on me here.
Sure, sure.
And you know, basically any frame that I had, he immediately got rid of. So like my frames, I'm trying to come in and regard here. I don't think that I even got close, and this is actually where he floats over top and then winds up taking my back, I think.
What's up, Deathcore?
Yeah.
How you doing, man?
What's happening? Yeah, I'm trying to make space. But like, he's got me so covered. He does such a good job of staying above my hips with the pin. To where like when I try and get my knees in for whatever, like, I just don't feel like I ever have the chance to do it. Like if I shrimp out, then he's already moved on to something different, right? If
Yeah.
I do a regular shrimp or even a reverse shrimp, he's already gone.
Oh, we're going a little slow. I want to take it back a bit with Cole and Steven here. Cole taking a really solid knee path in that mount transition, right? So he's not going across the hip. He's going way up into the armpit,
Very high. Yeah.
making it almost impossible for Steven to capture a leg. Hiding his legs under Steven when Steven bridges up, and then taking it back out for some stupid reason. Probably talking smack. Oh yeah, man, if you guys you know, gotta remember every month, hit that subscribe button on your Twitch Prime. You know it goes to help us out a whole lot. Basically it's our own little tip jar. So, and I think, I don't know, if you resubscribe, you might, I don't know like how long it keeps track of you like as a subscriber, but you should be getting like little belt flares and stuff next to your name. Like I think you might get a white belt after a month, blue belt after 2, something like that. We haven't been like affiliate long enough for me to see how it works for all that. Everybody getting tapped all at once. What is happening right now? You're getting your face cranked.
Yeah. That felt great.
Steven was in a good position with Cole. Wait, let's go back a second. Greatest back escape ever. Rolling right out of it. Yeah, man. Purple belt's at like, I think 4 months maybe. I think you get a black belt after a year. Just keep on subscribing. Cole looks like he's just decided to take a nap or something. except when it counts. Just when he's getting subbed. So let's see what Caleb does with this position. And we could contrast this to what I was telling Jason to do earlier. Because to me, I would say, alright, unless he switches to a leg position, which I don't think he can't really do. He's in he's in a lockdown right now, so
Yeah.
it's gonna be a little difficult for him to get his knee free. But it doesn't look like he is, well, maybe I'm speaking too soon. Okay, now it looks like he's trying to get his knee out rather than simply isolating a limb and trying for a low percentage attack. So that knee across the hips, in my opinion, it's going to be much more useful if you can get that leg free, right? And how do we do that? We pull our heel to our butt, and then we kind of, as far as we can, try to whip it out away from his leg. Or if you didn't have your shin across the waist, you could use, in this case, Caleb, your left foot to try to disrupt his lockdown on you with your free foot pushing into his. Or you wait until the round ends, and you can get out of anything. Did you try pushing on the thigh with your hand? Like, let's go back real quick. Like up here? Like this hand pushing to the thigh to get out of the lockdown? I can't say that would be quite as effective. Oh, pushing on the thigh. Oh, with the foot. Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah, okay, never mind. Try playing around with pushing his feet with your feet and see if that helps you at all. I mean, if the foot works for you, great. Or I'm sorry, if pushing on his thigh works for you, great. Keep doing that. Experiment with pushing on the foot. I know I've had success with that one fairly consistently, and it might be, I don't know. Maybe it's easier for me to get to. Oh, and then this is where you and I try to break each other's knees for 6 minutes and no one tapped. Let's look at Luke here. Jason's got a shoulder crunch, but from the top position. So yeah, a little overcommitted on that, right? Pretty extended, head way out over his base. In fact, his base right now is probably his foot, and I'm guessing his other knee. So not a really stable one. And then with a grip as committed as this, I mean, you can let go at any time, but once Luke starts getting off balance, it might be a little too late.
Yeah, hips were very elevated at that point. It was going to be tough to stop.
Yeah. Yeah, that was solid.
Oh, he went down for an ankle pick.
Steven?
I think it was Danny.
Or
no, I'm sorry.
That's Joe.
Joe goes down for an ankle pick, and then Steven jumps right on the back.
So here, I mean, my thoughts on that, right? Like, this is an ankle pick, but from pretty close, right? And the good thing about ankle picks is usually you can hit them from outside. You know, you can see here, like, his hand's already past. Sorry, this arrow's way off. The hand's already past the ankle. Right, so this strikes me as somewhere between a low single and an ankle pick, and maybe Joe couldn't decide which one he wanted to execute, right? Because if he wanted to go low single, well, I don't know. Let's go forward a few frames, see where his hand ends up. So he's going for the far leg.
He is, yeah. That's why I called it an ankle pick, is because, like, his hand position. I mean, generally, I guess you don't have to have one hand for the ankle pick, but normally, like, when I've seen people successfully pull off ankle picks, it's going to be one hand up top, disrupting the top part, and then the bottom part capturing, or, the bottom hand capturing the heel to create that push-pull, right? Or at least push and stop with the ankle. And then when it offloads, you can snatch the ankle.
Yeah, but here he's not even going for an ankle, right? I mean, like, he's up basically on a double leg at this point.
I think his left arm is in between the legs.
Is it? Maybe you're right. Oh, yeah. I see that now.
So it's almost like a low single, like a knee breaker. You know,
Yeah.
like if he kept driving forward in that position, he could take, with his shoulder, push into the inside of Steven's left knee and do that, which is almost what he's doing here. But Steven is circling around the entire time.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think, I don't know, it could be because he's cross-side. Like he went to the cross-side ankle.
He says he doesn't know what he wanted. He doesn't know what he wanted
Besides
blood.
blood. It's the right answer.
Hey, you gotta go for it. They came up with the leg anyway.
Yeah, it didn't fare too badly. In a little bit of guillotine trouble here.
Turning into a lot of guillotine trouble.
Yeah. He gets it.
Position. Yeah,
that was
good.
Let's look at that. Steven just pulling himself right in. Gets to the high elbow guillotine here. Doesn't lose it on the roll. Again, gets that high elbow position. Yeah, his whole body is completely focused on that, and it's no arm in. It's just a standard guillotine, which is
that looks strong.
Super shitty. Yeah, how about Justin and Caleb? What's been going on with these two? Caleb in a pretty nasty spot. Alright, so Caleb's almost to a triangle position.
He's going for arm.
Good composure from Justin.
Yeah.
So right here, fighting to get the two arms back in. And then it looks like, I guess Caleb kind of dismounted there. He realized he was losing it.
Yeah, no kidding. It's not fun to be in. This one, I think this looks like this is what he's going to try and pressure on.
New side choke.
Yeah.
I haven't had the pleasure.
It's miserable.
So it almost looks like a Von Flu, except he doesn't have his head under the arm.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's just shoulder pressure into the neck.
Yeah, it's shoulder of justice, man. Yeah, it's really miserable.
Great. 240 pounds of pure man driving into your neck.
You get Jason going for a
yeah, man.
Outside.
Not realizing that Luke is just being nice, waiting to crush his calf with his forearm. Yeah, man, jaw pressure will, oh, that's enough to make me tap sometimes. Sorry I gotta do this to you, Justin, but let's look at this throw again.
Oh, yeah.
He's got the overhook, nice deep overhook, stepping across, leaving one butterfly slightly in. So comparing it with like something we might see from Mitch, right, where you typically on a throw, like, well, I shouldn't say typically, an option here would be to completely extend this leg all the way out, right, basically turning your whole body into a trip, like into a tripping, like a bar that he's gonna fall over, or leaving that butterfly in to help elevate and complete the finish. either way, coming up inside control and taking control of that. That was really nice. Kind of gets back to what we were talking about after class that night about Caleb using his weight and his stature to start moving guys around a bit more effectively. It's a great example of it. All right, Jason. Right here. You're not in a bad spot, right? But what you have is upper body control. What you don't have is lower body control. What I'd like to see you start trying from here is jamming your knee in between Luke's arm, like his tricep, and his, I don't want to say his arm and his leg. You're trying to aim it into his, like under his ribs, under his torso, pointing back towards his groin. It's a really, really effective way to just get the beginnings of that hook in. Once you get that in, you can start to sag really heavy down this way, initiate your roll towards your right, and when you hit that roll, start looking to take the knee that you jammed in there, turn that into a hook, keep him going in that transition, get your second hook, etc. But just trying to like jam your foot in here, it's going to be a losing battle. And then now, since you've rolled over the other side, Luke's body is going to block your now bottom leg, in this case your left leg, from getting into a hook position. And then, you're not even going to get a good enough hook up top either. So there are a bit more methodical ways to take the back from turtle that we could start going over.
And you can see that Luke's hips are completely cleared, and he can fairly easily, he's not threatened, so he can pretty easily turn to his right if he wanted to, or if he's clearing this, he could even come over onto his right side.
Yeah, and Deathcore, I don't disagree. Like if you get that bottom hook in first, I'd say that's most often your best bet. Don't discount a top hook. Like if Jason ended up getting the top hook in here, he could then use that to try to, pull Luke towards, the right, try to wedge a knee underneath him and eventually turn that into a hook. It's a tool. It has its place. But ideally, yeah, you don't want that to be your first hook. It would be a whole hell of a lot better to have that bottom hook in. Look at Joe trying to snap Steven's shin. Oh, he gets him broken down. Yeah. That looked like when Craig Jones hit the like the Aoki lock on Boogie. And it looked like Boogie was getting electrocuted. So,
yeah, hips come up immediately.
just like a bolt of electricity just went through Steven. Where did he? Oh, there we go. He muffles you. Then you're like, all right, I'm gonna just put you down and break your shin. Not
Is
even
that your good foot, Steven, or your bad foot?
Please tell me it was his bad foot. That will forever. That's never not gonna be his bad foot at this point.
Yeah. Wolf's Law of strain hardening. Full effect.
I think it's well into the plastic deformation region at this point. Theme of the night. I'll check back with Justin and Caleb real quick. See what they got. So they moved or something. Okay. Yeah, I forgot you and me are still trying to break each other's legs over here. Good round.
Caleb and Danny.
Nice again.
Another solid takedown.
Let's see his leg position on this one. Okay, so it looks like he's tending to keep the leg in as opposed to hitting with both on the outside. Again,
yeah,
neither good nor bad, just a choice. I guess the risk with both legs on the outside is that if he just manages to like fall on top of you and you don't get the roll,
yep.
He immediately is inside control. So.
Yep.
But with that butterfly hook in, I don't think you can get as much torque out of it. Like you can really throw your body and twist on that fall, but if you leave a leg behind, you don't get as much twist out of it. So like there's that trade-off there with the leg position. Which I think that's why when we see like Mitch hit it, he throws everything into it. And rarely do you ever see anybody not go for a ride. If that happens, it's because he slipped off or something. I don't think I've rolled with Luke since I've gotten back on the mats for a live match. I think he was. Yeah. I think we were like there was an unspoken avoidance there just while my arm continued to heal.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to roll with him one of these days. And I owe Jason a blue belt roll now too, since I didn't get to that night.
Me too. I completely missed him. He was training with everybody else.
Yeah.
I think we were still going over some leg stuff at this point.
Joe, you're so close.
I know.
You gotta hug him a little harder, buddy.
There you go.
There you go. Let's look at that setup again. It's not bad, right? So up and over. I would like to see the hands connected, just as a bit better security on that grip. I think working the shoulder crunch grip would have been successful earlier, and you wouldn't have had to go through this battle here.
Good job shooting for the underhook, though, right? That's what really
essential.
Yeah, secured that turnover. Now, okay, and I like that you have fully bent your foot, right? You're not out of the woods completely, but it's
he is out of lockdown. Yeah.
Now he is, yeah. So now Deathcore going back, I know we misinterpreted the earlier comment, right? But right when the knee comes through is when I'd advise anybody to come back and start pushing on the knee with the hand. I know that's not what you were saying in your earlier comment. But
you're talking about Jason in this case?
No, Joe.
Or Joe.
Clearing.
Okay.
Yes, as Joe is attempting to pass now, Jason's still coming up trying to reclaim the knee line, but the knee line's gone. Joe has his knee above the hip or above the hamstring, above the quad, and so now Joe can come over and push on the knee to prevent it from coming back up to reclaim his knee line, and then drive his knee up and over back into a mount.
Yeah, another good benefit of that, right? So trying to think about this, if he from this position, Joe would greatly benefit from an underhook.
Yes.
Well, I don't know. They're in a weird variation. Like Joe's way over Jason's head here. He doesn't have the crossface. He's got like a reverse crossface. So maybe this is. I'm gonna shut up and just let this play out. So I can't. I don't know if I've ever ridden up that high and passed before, so I can't say. What I was gonna say was, as he goes to push the knee, right? If that draws Jason's reaction to go down and try to push Joe's knee back down into guard, he can start to fish for an underhook. But without that crossface, can't say there's much of a benefit to getting that underhook, because then he's just basically, he's on that one arm, kind of overextended, so it wouldn't play out quite as well. Steven, you see this? You see what happened, Steven? Now you get a black belt muffling you. It's much bigger than you. Dude, the muffler is a cancer that is just metastasized at our school. We're just gonna have to burn the place down to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Alright, what's Joe doing here? Oh, okay. I see. So Jason had almost gotten out of mount.
Yeah, so Jason's going for a kipping. Like, you can see that he's trying to do the kipping escape here. Like, he gives a little... And I don't know if that's exactly what he was trying to go for or not.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw what you mean, though. Of course Cole encouraged it.
Oh, James and Pat are down there. I didn't see that.
Oh yeah, I'm kind of covering them up. For Jason right now, you're in it. I saw earlier before that little that brief kip attempt. Let me see if I can catch it. So he had extended his leg. Yes, he extended his left leg and he's looking for the elbow escape. A few things missing from this. One, namely the elbow. You want the elbow here. I can't see how Joe is making it difficult for you to turn, like if he's got control of your head in one way or another. But you need that elbow. Since you're looking on this side for the escape, you need the elbow on the same side, inside of that knee, ready to go. Here's the problem you're running into with the legs. Joe has tucked his legs underneath you, making it impossible for you to get your knee underneath his shin, which is totally required for this escape. What you'll do is you can reset, right? So we'll get back to here. You can see Joe's foot position is under the hips. Since I'm gonna just stick with you favoring this side, what I'd like to see you start doing is using this foot to start looking for Joe's foot underneath you. So your right foot would find Joe's right foot, or the cross-side foot, and it's going to start pushing it out and extending it away from underneath you. Then that's when you can extend your left leg and try to take the inside position with your left leg inside of Joe's right leg. From there, the elbow escape becomes considerably easier. But at this rate, how he's controlling you in mount, it's going to be difficult to hit that until you undo some of those things. This is an interesting sweep from Luke. So he had not even an X guard. It was just a crossed ankle ashi on the entanglement on the other leg, and then I think just a hook on the heel on the near side ankle.
Can't say that I've seen that before.
Yeah, a little improvisation. And then he, that doesn't put him in a great position offensively. Steven's right to start thinking about attacking the ankle here, but he's not.
Yeah, he gives
totally bad.
Yeah, he gives Steven inside position.
Yeah. Man, he was about to get his leg broken. Too bad the bell went. I don't know what Austin's trying to do. So yeah, this is the case where the top hook will help you get that bottom hook in if Austin was able to manage to pull Luke over. Again, not the ideal scenario, but
that was a good solid back take, Austin.
Yeah,
that was
absolutely.
nice.
Sit back up, pulled him right into your lap.
Nice and high. Yeah. Both butt cheeks on the mat before you've started to take the back. It's gone. That's nice.
And if you want to throw this in, Austin, remember right here, you can chill as well. You could kind of like lean your head over your right hip and extend your left leg out and get to that kind of reverse top lock position where you cross your ankles up over Luke's chest, and that's a great spot to start entering into rear triangles, which we're all going to be in a world of trouble when you start putting those to use in addition to your front and reverse and side and wrong way triangles. Well, that's what we're here for, bud. Stop forgetting. The kid who almost hit a reverse reverse triangle like 30 seconds into his first competition match ever.
I also like the use of the high ball ride. Like, you don't see that a lot.
He's got both legs in right now, though. Did he have a leg out?
Yeah.
Oh,
right
yeah.
Before, right there.
Oh, I missed that, yeah.
Yeah, and he uses that to reclaim both hooks.
Nice. Way to stay on, man.
Yep.
Danny pulled back mount here.
Yeah.
You see that?
I did.
That's possum jiu-jitsu. Just gonna play dead and hope for the best.
He was trying to armbar you while you were on his back.
Oh, I think I know what you mean. Like, yeah, he was.
Oh yeah, right there.
That's why
you hiked up. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, why do you let go of the hooks there? Yeah. That makes more sense now. Maybe in no gi, Justin. You're you can't lie to us in the gi. What did Joe get?
Compression choke?
Yeah.
Okay, so.
All right. A little, not to take away from your victory here, but a little extended. I feel like if Cole moved his foot out here and hit a nice big bridge, and not even a bridge like over across him, but like you might be easily taken up in this direction at that point. So keep that in mind as you're working Kesa, right? You got to keep tabs on where your hips are, where your weight is distributed. But otherwise, you just hit a compression choke on Cole, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah. Another high ball ride with Steven. It's good.
Yeah,
I'm happy to see people using that.
I think Luke has been using that on like everybody. I know he used it on me when we were drilling back stuff a couple weeks ago. That may have gone the way of the muffler, and now everybody's using it. Look at Danny here. Ooh. We're in a Mexican leg lock standoff. Who's tapping first? I guess Danny got that?
I don't know.
I think he said that's my bad ankle.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I'm not a lip reader or nothing. But that was... So Danny was in a great position here. Like that cross leg, like that's... I don't know. I've heard it called like game over position or whatever. Does suck. Steven was right to not let Danny heel hook him there. you see what Austin said? Luke wrist locking using the
sorry. He wasn't sorry.
I'm gonna find that. Did he do that already? Is that what
I think in mount he said, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh no. Yeah. Okay, so we couldn't see it.
Yeah. What's up, facility? How you doing? Good illustration of the Kimura trap. Interesting leg entanglement to come out of it.
Yeah, it's not bad. That's scissor choke.
And now he's looking for the. Oh, he gets him with the Kimura. Okay, a lot of transitioning here.
Yeah.
That's I mean, Luke has gone over that sequence in different variations during class, right? But the Kimura trap into typically he teaches into the leg scissor position.
Yep.
But Austin did a great job of disrupting that here. I can almost guarantee Luke was feeling around for the Yoko Senkaku, the side triangle here, because he could feel Austin's right arm disrupting things. So he was probably looking to switch. Right, I think he tried to scoop it there, and then he decides, well, I've got the arm. Let me see what I can do with that. Which is why that Kimura trap is such a great position to get you to like that T Kimura position, and then work all those things together. It's much more than just a dilemma at that point.
Joe has a triangle set up for mount. Now he's in the rear triangle on Cole.
Yeah, Cole's like kind of turned up on him.
Yep. He falls if he can get very like he's almost flat. Like Joe's on his left side, but not all the way on his left side.
Mm-hmm.
And it's putting his knee at a weird angle, right? Like the knee and foot have to be straight on with Cole's neck and shoulder, and it's riding a little bit low. Now it's getting higher. Okay, pulling up on the shoulder. A two-handed grip on the elbow from here would be very bad for Cole. Would not feel good at all.
Nice.
Looks like you got it. Yeah.
Yeah, so got a half guard, which I mean, like that was really great, man. Like so right here, because I think I usually attack this on the opposite side, so I'm trying to think like,
Mm.
ideally, Joe would let's before Cole hits his roll. Joe would like shift his hips out this way, and kind of turn to get his left side down and his left knee pointing towards the ground, right?
Yep.
Okay.
That's
So
right.
that yes.
Yeah, and really using the extension of your legs and your hips, more so than pulling, with the arms. Especially we get somebody like Cole. He's ridiculously strong here. His shoulders
Yeah.
are very.
They're whatever.
So yeah, just like I like a 2-on-1 right on the elbows, or like forearm and tricep, and then extending my body away and trying to keep the elbow pinned to my chest for that finish.
And then right here, since you're contending against Cole's hip movement, think about, like, remember how much power you have. I mean, I've talked about with the front triangle, when guys hide their arm, and I like kind of I use my hips to extend them in the direction of the arm that they're hiding to get them to either base out or to just fall over and get into a mounted triangle. You can use that same hip power here. As Cole is turning to his left, you have total control over his upper body with the most powerful part of your body. So you could counteract that and keep him back down, like counteract that back towards your right. And that might be enough to keep him from getting to this position where now you do the right thing. You're comfortable with your inversion. It looks like you pull your head underneath you and get up to a spot where you can finish right here. But if you don't have to get here and you don't have to deal with being inverted or crushed, or Cole trying to smash out of it, keep that in mind too. Use your hips and your legs when you're in that control position to the best of your ability.
So I think Joe's saying that he didn't get the tap here.
I mean, got into half guard.
He said I lost it. I got into half guard, which surprised me. Like, he said he got it earlier before this.
I don't know. Looked like he got it to me.
I know.
I didn't see any like reverse triangle position earlier.
I don't know. The chat is, always super delayed anyway. So maybe we were watching something else.
Whatever, man. Either way, it looked good.
Yeah.
Just shut up and take the compliment. God. Yeah. I mean, for real, it was great.
It was.
I think that deserves a happy Danaher face, which is the exact same as a disappointed Danaher face.
So I'm the only one, I feel like, in the school that pulls guard against Caleb.
I definitely don't anymore. Oh, he got into the triangle position from half guard. Fought it and he stacked and lost it earlier. Okay, I got
follow.
you. Yeah, but you use your guard pool in the way I use my takedowns against Caleb. Like it's all in an effort to get him down and then you take top position. I just am not good at that against someone 100 pounds heavier than me. So
yeah,
which is so weird because I really preach like using the right tools for the right moments, and like guard pulling is absolutely a tool for a case like that. I just can't manage to get top position a lot of times, or I have to like initiate a scramble to get out against Caleb and then try to take top position. I'm much more effective in my takedowns than my sweeps. Luke was not letting Cole out of that.
No.
Oh, look, I got, so next to our name in the chat, we have a white belt now, because I guess we made it through a month of subscription. So, Austin, thank you for resubscribing, man.
Thanks, man.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe you'll get the white belt. It sucks. I should just be able to like automatically give us a black belt. Austin, type something. Let's see if it updated with your flare.
I can't remember how did
Yeah.
how did Caleb take me over? Oh, that's right.
Kind of like not the same thing, but like that Jedi mind trick thing that I know Lachlan Giles has talked about, where
Yep.
you go to backstep and he catches the leg.
Yep.
Except normally it's done backstepping into cross ashi, where it looked like you were just, I think you were just trying to backstep into like a, because your leg was on the outside. Yeah, you were just backstepping to side control.
Yep.
Good awareness.
Yeah. And there's a lot of torque on my knees. See how he switches his legs here?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
It was really good.
Lucas is destroying the same arm on a very tired Cole over and over. Oh man, so Justin basically made almost the same mistake I did that got my face about cranked off from Steven last week. Remember when we went over that in the chat?
Yes.
Where I was I was 2-on-1 on the arm. Oh, except Steven went around the other way, like, but either way Justin was committed 2-on-1 on the arm and Steven managed to walk around to the back.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to go for a cheap little armbar there right off the bat. So for Cole here, we're dealing with a non-lockdown trapped leg, right? This is what we've talked a little bit about as far as passing from half guard. Awesome, I'm so glad he did that. So he was able to slip his leg out there, but if Luke had a tighter triangle on this is where Cole would want to first establish really, really tight upper body control with a crossface and an underhook, or even using his head as an underhook here. Head as a quote-unquote underhook, not a real one, obviously.
Right.
But then from there, using his free leg to either step on the thigh, step on the foot to try to disrupt the connection of the triangle around his leg, and then use that same foot once he frees the knee, use his shoelaces on the inner thigh to free his ankle. So I think I said a few weeks ago, a good rule of thumb, use the bottom of your foot to free the knee in half guard, use the top of the foot to free the ankle in half guard, or just rip your foot out. But now if he had, okay, so there, that's a good example of why you don't want to necessarily mess the two up, right? So right now he's using his foot, the top of the foot, but his knee is trapped. He doesn't have much of a base, and Luke has much more control over his legs at this point. Once he gets his knee out and has a better base, he can use the top of his foot a bit more safely to free the ankle, right? But mixing the two up, you're dealing with a smaller base, and Luke can get you off balance. It's not looking good for old Cole here. You were driving through so hard on a takedown there on Caleb.
I was, and to no avail.
Looks like you stay on the single, go to the double.
Yeah. All I can do is try and get my guard back, and he just keeps trying. He just keeps dancing around it.
Cole's cramping on camera. Looks like Steven got the strangle. So what I was talking about that I discussed with Dr. John yesterday is like, think about if Cole could, like, let's imagine Cole wanted to isolate this arm over the head, right? One thing he could do here, instead of cross facing, because obviously he would need he would need this arm to underhook here to do that. So if he had his head in place as the cross face, and managed to take Luke's head offline just like he is now, right, where his spine is kind of curved. See how even if Luke pulls his elbow as close to his body as he can, it still becomes separated from his hips just by virtue of the fact that he's being pulled, his spine is being curved in the other direction. Then establishing that wrist under the elbow and starting your ratcheting from there gives you a bit more of a mechanical advantage, or at least it felt that way when John was doing it to me.
It's the same concept as if you're going to go for the Americana, right? Going across, like Cole would take his left hand over and his elbow would go against the crown of Luke's head to pull his head to his left,
right.
Cole, or to that side that you're talking about, in order to provide more leverage for the break on the Americana. Basics, but I definitely dig the concept.
Sprawl double leg coming up soon. All right, so over behind the pillar here, I take it. I'll turn the chat off for a second. I don't know what you're talking about, Joe, you liar. Someone do a double leg? Oh wait, yeah, chat is delayed. Looks like they're going over it now.
Yeah, I think it was before this. No?
Let's see.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, it gets behind the pillar.
Yeah.
Anyway, scooting ahead. That was basically the end of the round.
Yep.
Yep, good stuff, man. as always. Packed mats on a Monday.
Yeah.
But yeah, cool.
It's been a couple weeks since I made it to a Monday class, so that was nice.
Well, yeah. Again, James, thanks for the reminder to all of our Twitch Prime subscribers. It lapses every month, so if you guys like what you're getting, please help us out. Subscribe. Think of it as our little tip jar. Or if you want, you can support us at coffee.com/MOBJJ as well. Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Follow and subscribe, all that good stuff. This will be up on YouTube very soon. Subscribe over there. And what else? Sunday's Easter Sunday, so I may or may not be back in time to do this. I'm not sure. We'll keep it on schedule for now. I'll update the Twitch schedule on our website. So if you guys are curious if there's going to be something there, just check back sometime this weekend. And if we can't do it, oh well. But otherwise, we'll be on our regular schedule. So enjoy your Easter or however you guys will be spending your weekend. What else? Anything else?
That's about it. See you tomorrow.
Good. All right, guys. Trim your nails, do your laundry, don't be stinky. Get on the mats, get some more mat time in, and we will see you guys soon.
Catch you later.